Hey, what's up, everyone? Valve, Steam, they've announced some awesome new hardware. They have a pretty good track record with their software and hardware. You know, got some awesome things. Sometimes a decent idea, but not a great execution. We got 3 new things. We got a controller, VR system, and a Steam box, or the GameCube as it's being called. Before we jump too far into it, catch us Saturday. My co-host Shannon will be here. We'll be talking some movies, gaming news. Definitely going to talk about this new Steam peripherals. It's a good time. We have some drinks and just hang out. It's always a good time, so definitely tune into that. But I'm going to briefly talk about all 3. Going to be focusing on the Steam box because I've been thinking about buying a mini PC for the living room. I do have the Steam Deck. I also have the Steam Dock, which you can use any dock with the Steam Deck, but this works really well with it. The Steam Deck's a great emulator console. It's great for playing the Steam verified games, which is an awesome system. You're right in the Steam ecosystem. The Steam store is easy to navigate. Steam OS is awesome. Can't wait for it to come to a PC. My arcade cabinet's built off of Bazzite, which is based off of, it was pretty much launches right into Steam Picture mode and works flawlessly. It's great. I'd show it, but I still gotta buy the vinyl art prints, but that's neither here nor there. So my plan was just put Bazzite on a mini PC, and I was literally looking through, had some in my shopping cart. Then I see videos popping up about Valve announcing hardware, kind of came out of nowhere. IGN had a video. Linus Tech Tips goes pretty in depth with the VR, which I'll be referencing that a bunch when we talk about that. And I guess we'll start with the new controller. The old one came out in 2015. I think I got it for like $5 when they were on clearance. I got it just to have it. I don't really use it. This one looks better. I don't know if it'll replace one of my DualSense or one of my 8-bit or Xbox ones. Big fan of all of them. My arcade cabinet uses a bunch of the 8-bit ones. A lot of people love the trackpad for older games, so I'm glad they're keeping that. Still got the same buttons as the Steam Deck. They look very similar, probably a similar feel for the joysticks, and looks like it's that same directional pad, which not everyone loves, but it gets the job done. Sticks are pretty solid on that. I've had really good luck with mine. I get a lot of use out of it. Got 4 buttons in the back, which is good because you can put those to whatever you want. Looks like it's a good size, like a pro controller. Looks like it's USB-C, which is great. We all like USB-C. Standard trigger and shoulder button. Looks easy to use the trackpad and the joysticks at the same time. The old one, it's kind of hard to see. I'll bring up a picture, but there's only 1 joystick and there's like 2 trackpads. Even the directional buttons was almost like a trackpad. The exact same one I showed, was the directional pad and 1 joystick, and the buttons were down here, and then another trackpad over here. It's a 2015 controller, and it showed. Back to the new controller though, looks solid. I'll probably get one to check out. I don't know if it'll, like I said, big fan of the DualSense and the more modern controllers I have, but definitely gonna check it out and see what I think of it. Next, gonna take a look at the Steam Frame. It does look smaller. The last VR set I really used is the MetaQuest. My friend had it. We hooked it up, played some Steam games. He played some Aircar. I got Half-Life Alyx just for that. Always wanted to pick one up myself, but haven't done it yet. This one I might have to do though. It does look pretty cool. The controllers look functional. They'll work pretty well. Definitely some games I want to try. It comes with a Snapdragon-based ARM, which is surprising, especially since they're doing so much with the AMD Ryzen chips and whatnot. But Valve's saying that they think they can get anything running on a Snapdragon. Wi-Fi 7 compatible, which is pretty exciting because this is going to be completely tetherless, so definitely good speed and connection. I watched Linus Tech Tip video, and he's able to walk, I think, like 50, 60 feet away before he had an issue, which is very impressive. Got 2K panels in each eye. They went to LCD because the OLED, something with the color wasn't quite right, so they decided to go LCD. Some people might be disappointed. Sure, having that giant screen in your face, though, it won't make a big difference. The outside tracking is only monochrome, though. Some people might be disappointed in that. It comes with like eye trackers, too, so it tracks where you're looking. The way the technology looks is it only renders what you're looking at because it's got the eye trackers. As soon as you move, it renders the other parts. So it definitely helps with the bit rate for, videos and all that. Whatever game you're playing, it only has to render a certain part you're looking at. So it's less to render instead of the whole world. And definitely low latency because the Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 6 adapter. It's got SteamOS built right into it, so it's going to work really well with Steam, which is where all my games are, so that's perfect. And it looks like it's probably lighter. I know some of the headsets can be pretty heavy, and the wire is not great, having that attached all the time, so not a huge VR guy, but definitely give it a shot. So here we are, finally with the GameCube. Steam box, whatever you want to call it. 10 years ago, they did the Alienware Steam machines, and I think this is going to be a huge step up. Going to have a fully functional Steam OS on it. There's a few caveats with this, though. I think this could be pretty successful. I think it's definitely got a place. I'll probably pick one up. Like I said, I was going to build a new Steam box out of a microcomputer. I was gonna get one of the ones with AMD chip, probably with like an 860S or whatever, which I think I'd be really happy with getting one of those and throwing Bazzite on there and you boot right into Steam big picture mode. Really depends on the price of this. I'm gonna jump into that soon. The advantage of getting this though is Valve is really good with the software. SteamOS will work natively on it and flawlessly like it does on the Steam Deck. Steam gets a bunch of games that shouldn't work as well as they do on the Steam Deck. Steam Deck's underpowered compared to some other handhelds, but with the software and tweaks, Steam makes everything work really well, and it's all due to their Proton layer. Pretty much, I think 90% of PC games work on the Steam Deck, at least in some function, not perfect, but mostly functional. You're going to run into issues, though, when it comes to anti-cheat, because anti-cheat just doesn't work. Like, mostly it's the publishers, though, because they just don't want to work with Linux. It's definitely a growing market. I mean, I have, I think, 5 computers, and I think 4 of them are Linux-based at this point. My Plex servers on Pop! OS, my arcade's Bazzite, 3 of them, sorry. My laptop is still Windows, desktop's Windows as well, mostly for the multiplayer games, and I use NVIDIA. This laptop here's got an NVIDIA chip. My arcade does as well, and the support's getting better from Team Green. Team Red is definitely works better with Linux, especially Valve certified hardware for the Steam Deck and soon to be Steam Machine. That's why I think I'm probably going to go with the GameCube. I really love the idea of Bazzite on that mini PC, but I saw this and it's coming out early next year. Depending on the price point, I think I just have to jump on it. There's a little spot here for some LEDs, probably tell you if something's wrong. Also, you can probably let it be whatever color you prefer. They're going to sell like face plates you could put on here. They're magnetic and you can 3D print your own. I thought that was a cool top. Big fan in the back. Looks like you got some HDMI, some DisplayPort action. Looks like it's got the power supply is integrated, so it's good. So you don't have to have a huge power supply. Can direct connect to Ethernet. Got some USB, USB-C. Always good to have space for peripherals. Got a couple ports on the front here too. There's the LED. I'd have to check, but I think that's just a slot to just pop a micro SD and expand your storage. And the micro SD works pretty good on the Steam Deck. Consoles like the Switch 2 are using the Express, but you can get micro SDs for much cheaper. Maybe put some games you don't care about loading time nearly. This does come with a 512 gig package and a 2 terabyte, but I know you're going to be able to open this up and put in whatever you want. So depending on the price, if I could save $100 or something, it might be worth just getting the 512 and popping my own 4 terabyte drive or something in there. But I think I'd be pretty happy with 2 terabytes. My plan for this is just to be in the living room. Right now, I have a Raspberry Pi. Looks like a NES. I should have brought it down here, but I'm too lazy to go upstairs and grab it. That's got a 4 terabyte SSD in it, but this will be NVMe. It'll be super quick and much more powerful. Honestly, I haven't been using the RetroPie nearly as much since I got the Steam Deck. I have a bunch of my games, my Steam games here natively. I can stream from my main PC to it with Remote Play, and it can run the emulated games better. Mine's a Pi 4, and that can only do up to like PlayStation 1, maybe 2, whereas the Steam Deck can do like PS3 and doesn't have much of a problem. It's great. Comic-Con's coming up, and I do a wheel where we spin and play retro games. I used to use a Raspberry Pi every year. Now I just do it off Steam Deck and plug it into the Steam Dock, and we're good to go. I used to use Remote Play on the RetroPie. It worked pretty good. Not nearly as good as it does on the Steam Deck, though. I think this can be pretty huge. I think especially for Linux, they'll get more people in the Steam space, which I think Steam's great. They have great deals on their games. I can take my library anywhere. I can switch between multiple devices in my house. I've been using Steam for 16 years, so I've been using it for a long time. I have a huge library of games, and it's great that I can access them from anywhere, download them quickly and easily, update them, mod them, whatever you want to do. I think this Gabe box can be a good entry level for people to get into PC gaming. It's going to give you that console experience. You're a PC gamer now, and they beat Microsoft to the punch, so Microsoft's probably not too happy because this is what the new Xbox is essentially going to do. It's going to be an overpowered Steam box, especially if they undercut the price. That's going to be a huge thing for Valve as a price. They didn't mention the price. That's what got me a little shaky on it. If they can come in at 500, this thing is going to be killer. It's going to be great. I don't think they can hit that. It was tough for them to hit that with the Steam Deck. This is more powerful than it. If they can do 600, I think that'll be huge. You start hitting like 800, 1,000. I don't know if this is going to be worth it because I can just do a mini PC like I had planned to originally. Kind of like I have my arcade built out of my old gaming PC. People can do that as well. I'm just looking for something nice and convenient that I can put in my living room and stream my games to, and use as a full computer, which is great. I have the PS5, which is nice, but to be able to have a whole functioning computer I think this thing's only like 6 inches like deep and tall, so you can fit this pretty easily anywhere. So I'm excited for it. I'll probably pick it up, definitely depending on the price, but I think Valve is on to something here. Glad they're getting back into this game and jumping full forward with the Steam OS. Just really want them to release it so I can put it on whatever computer I want. This laptop will be Steam OS probably at some point. Depends on what they do with NVIDIA, but if you get the Steam box, you don't have to worry about any of that, and I think that's great. And if it's good and priced right, I'll definitely recommend it to people. Looking forward to getting it. I'll open it up, see what it is. I got it wishlisted, so hopefully I can get it on that pre-order. This will probably sell pretty quickly, I'm sure. Also, I think a good thing for this too is it's going to play 1080 games just fine. Even modern games, it's going to play that fine. 2K, you'll probably do okay at medium setting. It says it can do 4K. It probably won't be as good for that, but it's going to use the FSR to upscale, so it will be 4K, but not really. Plenty of consoles do that, though, so that's nothing new. Nothing out of the ordinary. Similar, I'd say, to like a Series S, almost, not quite an X. I can't wait to check it out. Let me know below if you're going to pick up the GameCube, Steam Box, Steam Cube, Aperture Science Cube, whatever you want to call it. And let me know what you're going to game on it and how you're going to use it. I'll see you on the next one.